Good afternoon. We are from Group 4. We are going to present a lesson plan on English Year 3. I am Husna binti Borhanudin. I'm going to talk about the introduction and also the second stage of the lesson.
Okay, and me, Siti Hanisah binti Mama Adil, I will present to you pre-lesson and stage one. And then next.
Okay, I am Muhammad Izad Benchwardi. I will proceed with stage 3, which is the product of the lesson, and then continue with the closure and a brief reflection of the lesson.
Okay, the reason, so we chose Siti Hanisah's lesson plan. The reason we did so is because we think her lesson plan is more detailed compared to us, and I think it incorporated a lot of tools and digital tools. I mean, so for the introduction, we in the lesson plan. It is for English Year 3. The date is on 11th of August 2021. The time is at 9:30 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. And the class is 3D. The number of pupils for 3D class is 37 pupils. The theme of this lesson is World of Knowledge. It is in Unit 4, and the topic is called Year In, Year Out. Next. All right, so we focus on listening skills, but at the same time, we also integrate speaking, reading, and writing. So for the learning outcomes, there are a few learning outcomes that are prepared. The first one is pupils will be able to listen and answer 2 out of 4 weather and seasons questions correctly based on the song's lyrics. Second, pupils with low levels of competence will be able to read and answer 2 out of 4 weather and seasons correctly based on the lyrics. Pupils will be able to describe and write at least 2 out of 7 phrases in the groups correctly. And the last one is pupils will be able to exchange and repeat 2 exchanges correctly. So I pass to Hanisa.
Okay, now I'm gonna explain to you about pre-lesson. Okay, which is in other words we call it as set induction. Okay, so what is set induction? Set induction is the process of gaining student attention and providing an overview of the lecture topic. As we know, for example, like thought of provoking statement, interesting fact, or an in audio visual stimulus at the beginning of the lecture to gains which is to gain students' attention. Okay, now, okay, as you can see there, how I prepare for set induction. Okay, so in this stage, teaching strategies that we use is technology in the classroom, and then inquiry-based learning. Okay, for this set induction, as we know, is we already learned in what we call it cybergogy. There's a puragogy, hitagogy, cybergogy. Okay, cybergogy, okay, which is implement technology, which our students tend to strive for more adventurous knowledge, because we know that the internet is right now is the largest source of information, and it ignites their inquiry skill. So in this stage, I use in the lesson plan. I use YouTube as my platform as a starter of my lesson plan, and then as you can see that technology tools like laptop, Google Meet, YouTube, and the new deep learning that I implement in this lesson is which is critical thinking. Okay. All right. For example, critical thinking. Okay, in this part also, I tend to provoke them with questions such as, okay, as you watch the video, what is the idea of this song? Okay, so I asked them how what is the idea of this song? How is the weather for today? So this is inquiry based learning, which encourages participation, which is the student, curiosity and exploration. So students are empowered to investigate things by asking questions and finding or inventing a solution rather than just being instructed to. So that is why in here, there's a so the soft skill we are using is communicating skill between teacher and students. Okay, that is for the induction. Okay, this is the example of the video. You may enter as you watch our presentation. This is the Four Seasons song, which I will play through Google Meet, and then they will listen to the song. Okay, next. Okay, this is the song. Okay, all right. So next, okay, stage one. Okay, this is about stage one. Okay, stage one, we're gonna talk about listening activity. Okay, what we do in listening activity. Okay, the teaching strategies that we use is differentiation learning, and then listening as acquisition. Okay, and then the technology tools that we use is laptop, and then audio and Google Meet and also PowerPoint. Okay. So the new deep learning or and PDL we use is model 6C, which is critical thinking also. And then based on this activity, the soft skill that the student will get is by analyzing and problem solving. Okay, so we go to. I want to touch about this stage, which is I implement differentiation. Differentiated learning, which is as a teacher for myself and and other teachers, which is my friend right now. Okay, as a teacher, I'm quite familiar with my pupils' level of proficiency. So as far as I am concerned, some of my students are particularly weak in the English language, which pushes me to assist them. So as you can see there, I by doing this by this stage, we have two learning outcomes, which is have been said by Husna earlier, which is people will able to listen and answer to our four weather and seasons question correctly based on the song's lyric. Okay, meaning here number one is the learning outcomes, or we call it success criteria for the student who are very high level of proficiency, which is they just listen and without any help. And then the second one, pupils with low level of proficiency will able to read and answer to our four weather and season question. So here we can see that there's the difference between two learning outcomes. Okay, so next, the goals in this stage is to identify four weather and season in the year. And then that is why I stated here, the teacher's role in this stage is teacher as guidance and facilitator. Okay, in this, as I see, okay, so I will explain to you how does it work in these stages. Okay, so this is number one, and this is number two, slide number two. Okay, there is a big difference. The number one is for learning outcome for number one. Number two is the learning outcome for number two. Okay, for example, for the student who are have high level of proficiency in English, they will listen to the song first, and then they will answer. After they listen to the song, they will answer straight away. Okay, and then that's why I said second, they will feel the information. And then what about the other one? What about other one? As you can see there, they listen first, okay, and then they analyze before fill in the information. So the answer is stated here. So that is the difference between high level and low level proficiency. So that is why I'm doing this, because I know my student very well. Some need help, some need guidance to answer the question, because this is listening. So then the third part will they they fill in the information based on the I will say to them that, okay, based on the songs. Okay, as you can see, there's a picture of flowers and butterfly. What do you think is the season? Okay, and then they will provide the answer. Or, teacher, this is spring. Okay, because, okay, by these clues and hints can differentiate between for the higher level students and the low level of proficiency in English. So that is the comparison that I made. So to become clear how does this thing works in stage 1. Okay, and next I will pass to my friend Husna.
Okay, for stage two, formative assessment is done to see whether they can actually understand the lesson of the day. So, activity two is for it is 12 minutes allocated for activity two. Move to the next slide, Lisa. Okay, so in this stage, pupils will be able to describe and write at least 3 out of 7 phrases in the group correctly. So the teaching strategies are direct instruction, meaning the teacher will give the direct instruction to the pupils. And the second one is inquiry-based learning. That means teacher will ask questions and pupils will answer that. Then the technology tools that are present are laptop, worksheet, Google Meet, and also Jamboard. And in this stage also, we implement soft skills, that is analyzing and also writing. And the NPDL that is included is the 6Cs model. That is, they are collaboration, communication, and critical thinking. Next. Okay, so the classroom activity will go like this. First, pupils respond to questions in a given worksheet so that the teacher can assess their reading and writing abilities. So the worksheet that you can see here, it is from teacher Fira. She's a known teacher who would prepare all these materials for free so that other teachers can use. So in this one, pupil will classify all the words into suitable seasons, either autumn, winter, spring, or summer. So among the questions asked during the session are, maybe teacher can ask, what do people usually do during winter season? So they can maybe choose one of the words from here and put it into winter category. So when people say, oh, we can make snowman during winter season, so they will put the word snowman into winter. The second question could be, okay, what is the weather during summer? Okay. So, maybe some students, some pupils would say, oh, maybe it's cool. I don't know. Maybe some of them would answer like that. Maybe they don't know. So maybe they would put wrong answers. But for those who know the answers, they would put the word hot into summer. Okay. So pupils basically must respond to the questions. Okay. And the responses are basically all the words that are in the worksheet. Okay. Next one, I think, are there more? Okay. Another questions that teacher can ask, okay, is what can we see during spring season? Okay. So maybe during spring, maybe pupils don't know what is spring. Maybe teacher can give clues or hints by saying, oh, this thing are colorful, and then they have lots of colors. They are also called as flora. Maybe some pupils would know the word flora, and then they would guess, oh, you mean flower, teacher? Maybe they can figure out the hints and put the words in the category. This worksheet will be placed in Jamboard. Okay, we know that Jamboard can be categorized as an interactive tool. It is basically like a normal whiteboard. Okay, in normal classroom situation, we use whiteboard, but during PDPR especially, we will use Jamboard so that pupils can have their interaction with us. they can um, they can write in the whiteboard also. They can write in the Jamboard also, and teacher should take responsibility of making sure that each pupils have chances to also write in the Jamboard. Okay, teacher should control how Jamboard should be used so that the pupils would not abuse it by maybe by putting some memes or writing unnecessary words into the Jamboard. Yeah, so yeah, that's about stage two. Next, I'll pass the floor to Izad.
Okay, I will proceed with stage three, which is the production of a product. And okay, in this, okay, next slide. Okay, this is the expected assessment, which is a model dialogues, and then the students will do a pair work in this. Next, please. Okay, as you can see, it is some of the illustration of the PowerPoint that was presented by the teacher in the class. Okay, there are dialogues, and then there is an audio for each slides. Okay, I will explain it further. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so the classroom activity will be focusing on grammar, which is the focus is on present simple for describing weather, seasons, and favorites. Okay, and then in this, the time allocation is 20 minutes, which the pupils will be able to exchange and repeat at least 3 exchanges correctly. Okay, the teaching strategies by the teacher is talk as transaction and then cooperative learning. The overall, the goal will be the students will be comfortable in a social setting that helps people or the student in improving their speaking and listening skills. Okay, some of the teaching aids will be the same as before: laptop, Google Meet, and PowerPoint. And then the focus of the teacher for NPDL is collaboration, critical thinking, and problem solving. Okay, next, please. Okay, before I proceed with the examples of the questions, okay, the teaching strategies will be first, the teacher draws attention to the grammar box illustrate earlier, and then teacher briefly explains how to construct a sentence using present simple tense for describing weather, seasons, and favorites. Okay, and then read the questions aloud and explain to pupils that we use this question when we want to know about one's favorite season. Okay, as you can see from example one, okay, in my favorite season is sunny. There are flowers all around. Okay, so there is the question. So the second student will answer, my or your favorite season is spring. Okay, it means they need to guess what is the favorite season of the other person based from the given question. Okay, the teacher will explain also the use of phrases such as my favorite season and then your favorite season. Okay, teacher will direct pupils' attention to the picture of Lucy and Alex, which is illustrated earlier in student and also in students' textbook, page 35, and ask them questions regarding the picture. Okay, within it, teacher will play a CD, sorry, and have pupils chorally repeat the exchange. Okay, the individual pupils will model the exchange. Okay, in this, the CD will have an audio similar to the text in the textbook. So it will be easier for students to pronounce the sentence by referring to the text in the textbook. Okay, afterwards, teacher divides pupils in pairs, and upon completion of the assessment, pupils in pairs will be helped by the teacher to create suggestion and question structure that their peers can answer and inquire correctly. Okay, as you can see from the slides, okay, here are some of the examples of the question and suggested answer. Okay, however, the answer can be differ. I mean, the students can, based from their previous knowledge, the student can change the answer based from their own understanding. Okay, next please. Okay, so for the closure, okay, before this they do peer assessment, and now they will, for the closure of the lesson, they will do certain self reflection regarding the topic and the lesson itself. Okay, it is a whole classroom activity, and then it will take around 3 minutes, and the focus is on inquiry based learning, okay, which is the goal to express one's opinion and do a reflection. Okay, some of the teaching aids will be laptop and PowerPoint, and then same as before, the NPDL focus are collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. Okay, in this, the teacher, okay, next slide, please. Okay. In this, the teacher will make inquiries about the students' thoughts on the 4 seasons of the year, as well as their preferences. Okay, the moral values of the themes are discussed by the teacher and the students. Okay, some of the moral values will be as environmental sustainability. Okay, as you can see from the slides, here are some of the questions and answers that suggested by the teacher. Okay, so in this, hopefully, the students will be more grateful, become courageous, able to form judgments, and they are open-minded and able to think logically regarding the topic within the lesson. Okay. From this, we can see that the question are given as similar as before. However, this one more focused on themselves. Okay, that's all regarding the stage 3. Okay, I will move for the reflection of the lesson. Okay, once the lesson has been completed, a teacher may conduct a feedback, okay, to discuss the success of the lesson or task and consider suggestions for improving it. Okay, this may include the learners or students' reactions to the topic, the amount of language input, things they enjoy doing, and things they didn't enjoy, and so on. Okay, so the evaluation of the task will provide useful information for teacher when planning for the task. Okay, as contingency plans and suggestions on problem solving for improvement. Okay, other strategies should be ready. Suggestions such as revision and development of activities, materials assessment, attempt different PAK 21 activities, and provide different recovery and arrangement plan for students. Okay, this is important in choosing which methods is the most appropriate to cater with each student's necessities. Next slide, please. Okay, so based from the reflection earlier, our group suggested certain revision and development of, as you can see, some activities, materials, assessment, recovery plan arrangement, and then some suggestion for improvement. However, these are only suggestions. It means that each teacher need to learn or need to study the environment of the students, and then the individual in the class itself, for them to pick which one is the most suitable to be done in their classroom. Okay, next please. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you very much for your time and listening. Okay, any words from Husna and Hanisah?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for listening to us. And then this is the one of the lesson plan that choose by us. which related to the NPDL. And that's all from us. Thank you for listen to our presentation. Okay.
Bye bye.